All right, it's a delicious little write-up right there. Let's see the first sip. Not very good.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 64 of the Movie ReBrew podcast. I'm your host, Keegan Holland, and with me is my co-host, Mike Jennison.
Howdy, hey.
We promised, 2 weeks ago we'd do one? And per usual, we are way off the mark.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You had finals and that you were sick through, so, you know.
We're all lucky I'm here.
Yeah. I have seen quite a lot of movies over the last 3-4 weeks. You less so, I believe.
I've seen 3 since our last one.
Not bad. I want to say I've seen 10.
That's not bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Maybe a little less, but I've seen a lot. So I'll run through those really quickly up top, and then we'll get into Honey Boy. I don't even know what you've seen, actually.
The Irishman.
Irishman.
And Won't You Be My Neighbor.
Nice. Okay. Not the 3 I'd pick to review, but these are the cards we were dealt, so we'll carry on. But did not get a beer.
Oh, I got beer.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm flying back in 2 days. I didn't want to buy a 6-pack and then just leave in the fridge, basically. So I opted it out. But go ahead with your beer selection.
Oh, you could have pounded 5 of those for the plain red at home then.
I suppose I could have.
You blew it. So I was at Trader Joe's today, and I'm like, I'm gonna, let's get something with honey in it for Honey Boy. I like honey beers. I was pumped for it. Couldn't find one. So then I guess this works. I got Stockyard oatmeal stout for the Irishman. There's just a couple scenes in Stockyards.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give it to you. Not bad.
It's brewed in San Jose, California, and Honey Boy takes place in California.
Yeah. I could have picked any beer off the shelf and could have made it fit for something, I'm sure, but again, just didn't want to buy anything. Your boy's poor as well, so they want to force it.
Oh.
I assume you haven't had that beer before?
Never have. I never had an oatmeal stout.
Yes, you have.
That's not true.
Isn't Breakfast from Founders oatmeal stout?
Yeah, it's definitely an oatmeal stout. I've had oatmeal stouts before. I'll read the bottle here. We know it's from San Jose, California already. It's Joseph Bra Brewing Company, 5.2%, and the label says a delicious, creamy stout in the Irish tradition with its rich tan head intact. This deep and dark-colored beer has the aroma and flavor of chocolate, roasted oats, coffee, all derived from the specialty malts used in the brewing process. All right, it's a delicious little write-up right there. Let's see the first sip. Not very good. Tastes like
After
shoe polish
7,
with an
I thought maybe we'd get a good result.
Tastes like shoe polish with an aftertaste of oatmeal.
Ugh.
It's like a lot of alcohol flavor to it. Almost tastes like a mixed drink. Oh,
That's
this is
weird
awful.
because you said 5.2, right?
Yeah,
That seems pretty low for a stout.
I know. This is disappointing.
Damn. Now you have 5 more to choke down at some point. We'll have them bring them to the 21st party, and we'll choke those down together.
I'm also buying eggnog for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, me lit. Okay.
Because of the amount of movies we're doing, and because we have Star Wars coming up, we'll just do the Golden Globe nominations and won't do a whole bit of news. So, Mike, take it away.
Good evening. I'm Will McAvoy.
I'm Evan Baxter, and here's what's making news.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world tonight.
Golden Globes Best Drama, 1917, The Irishman, Joker, Marriage Story, The Two Popes. 3 of these movies you can find on Netflix. How about that?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually talking to my boss the other day, and she was like, I keep asking for all these screeners, but then I look online and all of them are also on Netflix. I was like, yeah, Netflix is actually having a really good year in terms of Oscars.
Yeah, killing it.
I guess awards in general.
Yeah. Music and comedy, another Netflix movie. Dolomite Is My Name. Might have mispronounced that.
Dolomite.
Yeah. Jojo Rabbit, Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Rocket Man. Have you seen Dolomite yet?
Not yet. I've been meaning to, though.
Yeah.
I'll watch it before probably the award show.
Parasite can't be in here because it's foreign. It was nominated for Best Foreign Feature, though. Best Performance by a Motion Picture Drama Actor category. Christian Bale, Ford vs. Ferrari. Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory. Have you heard about that movie / seen it?
I've heard of the name. I have
Foreign
not
movie?
seen it.
Yeah, I heard it's wonderful. Adam Driver, Marriage Story. Walking Penis, Joker. Jonathan Pryce, The Two Popes. Best Actress in a Drama.
I forgot the
Cynthia,
Joker came out this year. Isn't that nuts?
What?
I forgot the Joker came out this year.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a great movie that you can't believe it came out this year award. It's gonna rake. Actress Cynthia Erivo for Harriet. That's the girl from Widows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story. Saoirse Ronan, Little Woman. Charlize Theron, Bombshell. Renee Zellweger, Judy. Have you seen Judy yet?
No. That's probably gonna win the one that got away, I think.
Yeah, I think it's gonna win too.
What's it called? The Last Black Man in San Francisco, or as you call it, The Last Black Guy in San Francisco, is on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna watch that soon. Yeah.
Wow. That is the greatest movie of all time. Go watch that. Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy. Daniel Craig, Knives Out. Roman Griffin Davis, Jojo Rabbit. That's the little boy in Jojo Rabbit.
Right.
Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Taron Egerton in Rocket Man playing Elton John. And Eddie Murphy in Dolomite Is My Name. A little comeback for Eddie. Mm-hmm. Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. Ana de Armas.
Holy shit. Ana de Armas?
That was my best John Travolta impression. Aquafina in The Farewell. Kate Blanchett in Where Do You Go, Bernadette? That's that Linklater movie that nobody saw, including I, biggest Linklater F-boy of them all. And that got nominated. Shocking. And then Beanie Feldstein in Booksmart. Awesome to see. Jonah Hill's little sister. And Emma Thompson in Late Night. That's a movie I really want to see. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, my brother just watched it. Says it's awesome.
Yeah. Got really good reviews. Sundance and everything, but did nothing at the box office. Best Supporting Performance in a Motion Picture. Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins in Two Popes. Playing Pope Benedict XVI.
Yeah.
Al Pacino.
And I forgot his name already. The guy playing Papa Frank looks just like him, too. Man, what's that guy's name?
Yeah. Jonathan Pryce.
Yeah, Jonathan Pryce.
I'm excited for that. I have no idea what the premise is of that movie.
Me either.
Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Brad Pitt. Best Supporting Actress, Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell. Annette Bening in The Rapport. Laura Dern in Marriage Story. Jennifer Lopez in Hustlers. Margot Robbie in Bombshell. We'll just do director and then we'll call it a day here. Best Director, Bong Joon-ho in Parasite. There's no way I pronounced that right. Hoon. Sam Mendes in 1917. Todd Phillips. I almost called him Joker Phillips. Todd Phillips in Joker. Martin Scorsese in The Irishman. And Quentin Tarantino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I shouldn't say in, they directed it, but yeah. You get the point. No females. No people of color. No, it's Bong Joon-ho.
My God.
All right, where's the hook? All right.
Any surprises for you? I guess Kate Blanchett, but again, it's Kate Blanchett, so not surprising that she's amazing in it, but it's surprising because of the movie she's in.
No De Niro for Irishman.
We'll get to that. I could completely agree.
Oh, you hate that movie? You so were gonna hate that movie.
No. We'll get to it. All
right. Any surprises? I don't know. It's still early. I'm not shocked by anything. Defoe for The Lighthouse. Looks like he's gonna get no love anywhere. And
no
no Adam
Robert
Sandler
Pattinson?
in Uncut Gems.
Yeah, and no Robert
Or as
Pattinson, right?
No Ron Pattinson. Or as Keegan says, uncut film. Is that your direct quote?
That was my sick burn. Yeah. Very happy with Anna de Armas getting nominated for Knives Out. She is incredible in that movie. People may know her from Blade Runner 2049. Other than that, she hasn't been in much. But yeah, she's so good in that movie. Daniel Craig's incredible in that movie. But yeah, a lot of this is pretty much expected other than that. Who's the biggest female snub again? I guess Honey Boy, director. No Greta Gerwig.
No Greta Gerwig. Also, I should say that never mind. Laura Dern's here.
There's a female director. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, Lupita Nyong'o is winning some awards. She was nominated for a SAG, wasn't nominated for the Globe. For Us. I would like to see her get nominated. She's great in that. No Christian Bale here? Is there any? No, there's Christian Bale.
Yeah, there's no Damon.
No Daniel Craig.
No Matt Damon.
Oh, no Matt Damon. No. No Matt Damon. All right, let's get into the movies.
All right, cool.
You can't handle the truth.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Last we left off, we did, Jojo Rabbit, correct?
We did.
All right, so I saw Dr. Sleep. I don't think we covered that in the last one. Surprisingly really good. Yeah, I mean, following up The Shining, 30 plus years later?
Yeah, almost 30 years. 82, I want to say Shining is, so
yeah. It's a long time. But yeah, it's actually like a really solid movie. Ewan McGregor's really good. I'm in love with Rebecca Ferguson. She's smoking hot. And also very good in this movie and very weird. But yeah, it's actually a pretty scary movie too.
Falling in love with the lead actress.
Oh, and she's Swedish too. So I mean, come on, foreign.
It's over.
Gimme, absolute gimme.
Bay of the Year nom.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's been Bay of the Year for a long time. I love her. But yeah, it's out of theaters by now. But if you were sleeping on it, no pun intended, on Doctor Sleep, I'd say give it a chance. I actually really enjoyed it. Ford versus Ferrari. Go ahead, sorry.
I said I didn't see it.
I know. Ford versus Ferrari. I don't know if we've done this category in the past, but Dad, a movie of the year. Have we done that before?
No, but I wish I would have thought of it earlier.
Yeah, because it popped up on Twitter the other day after I had that conversation with my mom about making that a new award, and then it became a fucking Twitter moment, which pissed me off.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
Yeah, it sucks. But Ford vs. Ferrari is up there for Dad of the Year movie. Dad of the Year movie. Dad movie of the year. Falling apart.
Keegan's just,
I'm sweating, dude. It's so hot here.
The bright lights.
Bright lights, exactly. But yeah, Damon is incredible. Bale is incredible. I didn't score Dr. Sleep. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Surprise number for you, I'm sure. Yeah. Ford vs. Ferrari, I'd give it an 8.5. It might not do like Best Picture nom, but those two will probably get nominated, or at least one. Probably Christian Bale will. Very good. I feel like that entire script is just like Two Cars Drive. I don't know how exciting that script would be in terms of a screenplay nom or anything. But
I want to see that movie. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, it's good. I think you'd like it. Terminator Dark Fate. I think I did talk about that last time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You hate it.
Nah, it was 6 out of 10. It's totally fine, but not as good as the originals. Beautiful Day we'll talk about. Irishman we'll talk about. Knives Out. Top 5 of the year for me. This is my dad's favorite movie of the year. Could not stop talking about it once we walked out of the theater. This is not a movie I would call a dad movie, but man, it hit big with old Steve Holland. He loved this movie. This is classic Ryan Johnson taking a genre everyone knows and loves and kind of breaking it down to its most simple aspects and then remaking it. It's unlike any of the whodunits I've seen before, but I don't want to get too much into it because I think seeing it as fresh and without it knowing anything is the best way to see the movie. Incredible performances. The cast is insanely good. This is a 9 out of 10 for me.
Best screenplay you've seen this year? Close.
Close,
Better
yeah.
Parasite?
It'll get nominated for sure. It's damn good.
Okay, here's a question. Which one was better? Knives Out or Murder on the Orient Express?
Tight one. I have to give it
Close.
Knives Out though. Even though I love
Give
Kenneth
it a-
Branagh and everything he did in that, and that Last Supper shot, chef's kiss.
Inject that in my veins. You give it a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, it's really good. Marriage Story, you're gonna see that this week, right? So
Yeah.
save it for later. Bombshell came out in New York and LA this week, so you'll get it soon, Mike. I'm sure you'll see that one. Underwhelming. I think Charlize is very good. Kidman is
Bad reviews. It's chilling at like a 65 right now.
it's chilling at a 60 right now. Yeah, it's probably too soon to the material it's covering. I think there's some really powerful scenes in it and some really good performances from Charlize and Margot. Nicole Kidman's not in it very much. John Lithgow is very good as well, but I don't know. It's just super average, I'd say. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 just for performances alone. I actually went to a Q&A for that, and the director and writer and a producer came and talked after the movie, which was interesting. But
Oh, you heard the director talk about it?
yeah, but it was just
Wow.
it was underwhelming. You see that cast, you just expect way more. Then Uncut Gems, which I mean you'll see, right? Should I give scores for these or let you go in?
Let me go in blind. You give me a
Okay.
score for Knives Out, I'm going to see it tomorrow, but that's fine.
I apologize. So yeah, Uncut Gems and Bombshell I also saw, but I guess we'll cover those at a later time.
We'll get those the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Now that Mikey's got ample time. Ample time.
Apple time.
Got ample
This guy's
time.
got Steve Jobs time over here.
Yeah. Wow. Too soon, Keegan. Too soon. So let's get into the first movie of the day. Let's get into Irishman, because Keegan already hinted on his feelings about it earlier.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
You've hinted your emotions.
I don't think I have. I think you know me too well where you think you know where I'm going to go with it.
I don't think you like a gangster movie.
I don't.
Do you
I really
like
don't.
Goodfellas?
I can tolerate Goodfellas. I love a lot of the pieces of Goodfellas, but overall it's still I don't know, it's still a Scorsese movie, which I really don't love all that much. I think he's a man of he's a one-trick pony in terms of character stories. I like when he can, like The Departed, I think is one of his best movies. My favorite from him though is Raging Bull. I think that's his best character piece, and he hasn't quite hit that since. That's a
Raging Bull's
controversial take, I know,
awesome.
but
No, I mean Raging Bull is awesome. I like Silence a lot.
Silence is Silence and Departed, man. Those hit me way harder than his character pieces do.
Yeah, I mean this was very much just your Scorsese movie, you know?
Yeah.
This is
But,
very
like,
much what you come to expect.
It doesn't feel like an evolution of one. It doesn't feel like, all right, he's learned after 20 years since Goodfellas? That was in the 90s, right? Jesus, nearly 30 years since Goodfellas.
30 years, yeah. Holy hell.
And even, 10 years since Wolf of Wall Street. It doesn't feel fresh at all. It just feels like this could have come out at any time. It doesn't,
Yeah.
There's nothing really special about this one.
Yeah, I know. It feels like it's trying to be Godfather. I think it's really well done, and it's really good. And, but yeah, there's nothing that's, jumping off the wall, unique and special about this movie. But I liked it a lot. It kept my attention for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I took a ton of notes for this one, actually. So aside from that god-awful grocery store scene, which has made its way onto Twitter and it's become kind of a laughingstock, where clearly 70-year-old De Niro is trying to beat up a guy, and he moves like a 70-year-old. Aside from that scene, every moment of this movie is good to great. However, it's 3.5 hours long, and I just cannot justify that length for this movie. I felt every minute of it.
Really? I mean, it's long and it feels long, but the individual scenes are all compelling. Sure, you're just kind of waiting for it to get to the last hour, and then it really picks up about the Jimmy Hoffa story. Do we need that much background before Jimmy Hoffa is introduced? Probably not. You almost get an hour and a half. You almost get a whole movie before Jimmy Hoffa is even shown on screen. But
Jimmy Hoffa is your story too. Like
Jimmy Hoffa is the story.
I think Joe Pesci and Al Pacino completely dwarf De Niro in this movie. They completely outshine him. I think they're
De Niro's
head and
awesome
shoulders
in this movie.
better.
I think Pacino's the best part of this movie. I think every scene with Jimmy Hoffa is the best in this movie. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. When they're talking about JFK, I think it's really interesting. Like the first hour, I was like, it wasn't really doing much. But when they started talking about JFK and stuff, and like the inner workings of the mob, I started feeling it again.
This
What
is
about the
also-
de-aging?
The de-aging, it's weird because there are 3 versions of De Niro in this movie. Older with makeup, standard, and then de-aged. But the movie starts off with a flashback within a flashback, and so my timeline was just like, what? Where are we? I could not follow like how old, quote unquote, young De Niro is supposed to be. Is it 30 or 50? He's just like a smooth person. I couldn't tell like what age.
Yeah, no, they just take out the wrinkles and they de-age people.
Yeah.
It just looks like someone paintbrush over their face. I thought it was only really bad when he's driving the car, that one scene, and his hair's like jet black. It's like De Niro's probably supposed to be like 30 in this scene,
Right.
But I'm just seeing De Niro airbrushed. Yeah,
I never knew how old he's supposed to be. That being said, though, you do get used to it.
yeah.
It
And
never really takes you out of it.
Yeah, and like after that, all the other de-aging, when he's like de-aging like a 50-year-old or whatever, it works. Is Pesci ever de-aged? I don't know what Pesci looks like these days.
But he's like significantly older than De Niro, so his de-aging is way easier. I think they just like made him down and then made him up a bit. Like he never has to be digitally de-aged.
Okay, and then Pacino's de-aged a little bit, but it's nothing ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, that's why they both look way better.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear your notes.
I had major issues with the editing. It seems like at times, like the actors are forgetting their lines, but it stays in the movie. Did you pick up on that at all?
You got a scene of mine?
There's one with before Pacino goes off in the office, which is the best scene in the movie. He starts like rambling at one point when the scene where De Niro walks out and makes him apologize to him for treating him like everyone else. You remember that scene?
When Pacino goes off on when De Niro goes off on Pacino?
Pacino goes off in a group of guys, and De Niro walks out. Yeah, that
sorry.
scene.
I think
That's my favorite
Pesci.
scene in the movie.
My bad. Yeah.
In that scene, Pacino just starts talking and like rambling to himself, and it seems like he's just forgetting his line, and that happens like a couple times. I just think it's a bunch of senile old men forgetting their lines and stuff, but it's weird that like, there's a lot of that in the movie, and it's all kept in.
I don't know if he's forgetting his line. If so much, he's just like so mad that he's not really saying coherent sentences. But yeah, that is just gibberish.
It took me out of the movie numerous times.
You said it was one of your favorite scenes, though.
No, but that's early in the scene. When he actually goes off, that's the best part.
Yeah.
But it's before like he even addresses everyone, where he's just like rambling nonsensically. But yeah, De Niro will just trail off at times, and it'll like linger on him. I don't know. There's a ton of it in the movie. It's really weird.
I guess I can see a little bit what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then there's
Scenes do seem too long. On average, scenes do seem too long.
it's because it's Netflix and Scorsese got Final Cut, and so he could just go as long as he wanted to. Some weird casting choices. Not sure why Jesse Plemons is in the movie playing Pacino's son. Anna Paquin has been a controversial topic on Twitter about her role and her lack of speaking, even though that's the point of the part. But having her in it is distracting because she doesn't do anything. Sebastian Maniscalco is the GOAT. Love that guy. Put him in every stereotypical Italian movie you can.
Sweaty Italian role you can give him.
God, give him all of them.
That was kind of my second favorite scene in the movie. I guess we'll get into that in spoilers.
Yeah.
That was really good.
There's a character named Sal that looks too much like Jason Schwartzman. It distracted me a lot.
Oh, you're right. He does.
Yep. And then there's a 0% chance I ever watch this movie ever again.
I mean, that's fair. I was expecting this to coming from you. I do think the one nice thing though, it was, there's your typical mobster movie, gangster movie, except for you have the hitman. It's the story from the hitman, right? That's the big draw of how it's different. For the record, this is probably not true at all. This was an old man on his deathbed just spewing out things, and a guy wrote it down and became a New York Times bestseller. There were so many ridiculous things in the actual novel. They didn't put it all in there. In the actual novel, he said he sold rifles to the CIA to assassinate JFK. He also... there's a couple other things. He was basically Forrest Gump on a deathbed telling all these things.
I didn't even know this was adapted.
Huh? Yeah, it's I Heard You Paint Houses?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the book.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
They say that line like 7 times.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I heard you paint houses.
Oh my god.
Is it true that
Is that De Niro?
Is it true that you? No, this is my Hoffa. Hey, I heard you paint houses.
Jeez.
And
Sign
carpets
this man
too.
to a voice acting role.
Oh god! All right, should we give our scores?
Yeah.
Did you like the soundtrack? I heard something like, "Oh, the soundtrack's so good." There's like 2 songs in this, and they're both like 60 swing songs, 50 swing songs, both good, but like this isn't like an all-time.
No, this is not a good soundtrack. I didn't even notice it.
A couple songs slap.
Want me to go first?
I noticed either. You can go first.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Thumbs down. We'll never watch it again.
Here's my problem: is I really can't find a damn thing wrong with this movie, so it's hard for me to give it like a 7. Will it be my top 10 of the year? It might be. Like, I enjoyed it. These were like wonderful performances. I love Pesci. It was nice to see him in a role again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give this movie a 8.75. I'll give it a thumbs up. I recommend it to if you're gonna like this movie, and I would probably watch this movie again. Right place, right time.
You gotta section off 4 hours of your day. It's weird that Ray Liotta's not in this movie. I feel like that movie was just like itching for him the entire time.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like he got the gang back together and just forgot Ray Liotta. But Ray Liotta is in Marriage Story, so I think he stumbled onto the wrong set at one point.
Ray Romano's awesome in this movie, though.
Yeah.
More Ray Romano.
Ray Romano worked with Scorsese on that HBO show. Vinyl? I think it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, spoilers. So the Anna Paquin controversy with her not speaking at all as the daughter is insane. That's the whole point of the character. Granted, is it weird that like they got a very well-known good actress to not talk? Yeah, it is. And it's kind of... The entire movie I'm thinking, why the fuck is Anna Paquin in this movie? And why do they keep going back to the daughter for like this weird chemistry? But then you finally get why at the end. But yeah, did you see any of that on Twitter?
I didn't, but it makes sense that that's a thing. I didn't think she looked that much like her younger actress.
Oh no, it was horrible. Like nothing like her.
Yeah. So that kind of threw me off. And she kept giving this weird face. I feel like she had the same facial expression in every scene.
Just angry and quiet.
Yeah. But no, that's a really dumb controversy. I mean, I'm sure she was on set for like, I don't know, 7 days. And it's a Scorsese movie, so I'm sure she was cool with it.
It's definitely one of those things where, oh, he wants to work with me? Yeah, please. I'll do literally anything.
I mean, Scorsese throughout his history never has a strong female role, ever.
No, it's always guys being dudes.
Dudes being dudes. Yeah. So there's 2 really good scenes, I thought. One was the murder of Crazy Joe. What was his name?
Dude, I forget everything that happened in this movie. I forget
when he goes
everything.
to the diner and he kills Sebastian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That scene was awesome. Did you not like that scene? How he narrated and everything?
Dude, literally, the second it ended, I forgot everything that happened.
Okay. Well, I like that. That was really good. That was a really good scene. I like the whole narration over it and like, oh, you go to the bathroom and stuff in case you're nervous and all that stuff. Because it's also the end of Sopranos is like that. And I think there's a scene in The Godfather where they go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was going to say, when Michael gets his first murder.
Yeah. The gun's behind the toilet, right?
Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool that they were just like actually talking about it. So yeah, I thought it was a cool murder. I think how the car just like pulls up right away and stuff. pretty badass. And like, sure, the background story to set up that murder was a whole hour, and that wasn't necessary, but it paid off. And then the last hour to 45 minutes, real intense, real intense. Do you agree with that?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's just
When they hop in the car and stuff. I was so confused why his son was driving him, though. I guess he was just an innocent, like,
yeah.
person. But
Also, why is Jesse Plemons playing that guy? That guy has 2 lines.
yeah.
It's,
Also,
it's weird.
doesn't look like
But-
Al Pacino's son at all.
I know, it doesn't look like him either. But it's hard when you're 2.5 hours in and there's still that hour left to, like, finish off the Hoffa story and wrap up De Niro's story and get to the nursing home and explain all. It's just like, oh my God, we're not, like, how is this not over yet?
Yeah. I mean, it was long.
It's so long. You didn't see this in theaters, did you? You saw this at home?
Oh, I saw some. Did you see this in theaters?
No. I considered it because I figured I'm going to hate this movie. This is this year's Phantom Thread.
The Phantom Thread.
So I should probably see this in theaters away from all distractions. But I did watch it at home, and halfway through I got up to pee. I'm like, oh my God. I thought we were very close to the end. I stopped it on the second halfway through. Like, completely halfway through.
Did you have a fun time with this? I watched it in the morning. It was my whole morning. It was great. It was a
I
weekend.
watched it at night.
It was peaceful.
Like I said, all of it is good. Some of it is great, but it's not my kind of movie, and it's a lot of it. So it's just, it didn't have me going in, and it didn't really win me over either. This isn't even a spoiler talking. This probably should have been up top, but I can't even talk spoilers because I forget most everything. I'll check my notes again, but yeah, I got nothing, dude.
Did it annoy you that De Niro was playing an Irishman?
He's like half Irish.
Yeah, he is, but I mean,
it is. Yeah, I guess it's still weird, but I don't know. It's so funny when he actually like, because he's maybe one of the most impressioned actors of all time. It's like him and Walken are like that's where you start when you start doing impressions. But actually, like seeing him do the stuff that he gets like, made fun of for it cracks me up. Like when he actually laughs and has that dumbass face, it's so fucking funny. But I mean, you can't help it. It's good to see him like perform again, though. When was the last time he performed? The Intern?
Survivor's Playbook.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a decade ago.
He did Naked Grandpa. That was awful.
Bad Grandpa, right? No. Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bad Grandpa is that Knoxville movie.
I mean, it's tough out there for a geriatric actor.
Yeah, they're forgetting their lines and shit.
He's also a Joker.
Oh yeah, he was. Man, the Gleason. Does De Niro rack up the Gleason in his 89th year on this earth?
I think so. I mean, yeah, I don't think you're ever gonna like this movie, but I mean, I don't know. I had fun with it. You just gotta go in there being like, I know it's gonna be 3 hours and 45 minutes long. I know it's gonna drag, but I have nothing else going on today. Yeah. I got a comfy seat, warm blanket. It
is hard to prepare for close to 4 hours, though. Like, you can think you're ready for it. Like, I was like, all right, let's go. But, man, once hour 3 creeps up and it's still going, it can be tough.
Thank God it's on Netflix.
Yeah. I think, like, 26 million people saw it opening week, which is pretty impressive. That would be $260 million at the box office if that were in theaters. Obviously, people saw it because it was on Netflix and probably didn't finish it, but still, impressive numbers nonetheless.
I think only 15 people finished. 15 people. 15% finished it, I think. Or at least finished it in one sitting.
I know a lot of people did it in parts. So, nothing wrong with that.
I watched the first hour, then had to restart and watch it in one sitting.
You started back from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. You watched 5 hours of The Irishman.
Yeah, I like it. I told you I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
I like 60s history, too. 60s, 70s,
Yeah, how about that one scene back to Vietnam? Luckily, they didn't do any CCR. I was waiting for it.
There's also no, what's that song that he loves? No,
Rape, murder.
Yeah.
Give Me Shelter.
Give Me Shelter. No, Give Me Shelter in this.
I want to say Arado may have texted me that there's an instrumental version of it. I could be making that up, though. But it would not surprise me if he somehow slipped it in there.
That'd be awesome.
Dude loves that song.
Are we done with this?
I'm done. I've been done for about 30 minutes.
All right. I mean, people are saying it's like a masterpiece. I don't think it's that.
I don't think it's that at all.
Go watch Parasite if you want to watch a masterpiece.
Oh, I was at my company's holiday lunch last week, and the question was asked, "What's your favorite movie this year?" Almost unanimously, it was Parasite.
Yeah.
It was like
It's that good.
Yeah, there was 10 people there. It was me, my boss, only 2 dudes, and then 8 women. Parasite winner by a mile.
Did you say Knives Out?
I hadn't seen it did I see it? No, I didn't see it by then. Yes, I did. I didn't say that. I said Parasite.
All right. Keegan showing his hand.
Am I? I gave Parasite a better score, too.
Showing his hand. When push comes to shove, you're going Knives Out.
For favorite of the year?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I like Parasite more. I don't know, like, why do you think I'm trying to hide something?
All right. Let's go to Honey Boy.
Naughty Boy?
Honey Boy.
Oh, Honey Boy. All right. I literally just walked out of this movie, so it's real fresh. This is basically a fictitious telling of Shia LaBeouf's life, written by Shia LaBeouf, starring him as his own father, and then Lucas Hedges is playing him. And then, is this little kid from anything else? I don't recognize him from anything.
I don't recognize him from anything either.
But regardless, Shia LaBeouf, child actor with a abusive parent, and this is about him trying to navigate kind of taking care of his father and his career and where that has led him because of it, because of the abuse, because of the drugs and whatnot. So, Mike, what did you think of Honey Boy?
He the story behind this, I think, is wild too. Shia LaBeouf wrote this story while in rehab, and then sent it to his producer friend Alma Harrell. I'm slaughtering your name. I'm so sorry, but she's a documentary filmmaker. She ended up directing this movie. It was her narrative directorial debut. So he penned this in rehab. Actually mailed it to her. She hadn't heard from him in a while, and she was worried about him, and was like trying to reach out to him while he was in rehab. And then she heard from him with the screenplay. So, but they made it. And they started filming this 2 months after he left rehab, and his therapist was like, "I don't really know if you should be starring in this movie." And the director, she was like, "I don't think you should really be starring in this movie either." But Shia LaBeouf really wanted to play the dad in it. He thought he was the only one that really could do it, get it right. And I think this is a wonderful movie. I loved it. Did you love it?
I liked it a lot, and he's damn good in it too. I mean, I'm a Shia LaBeouf fan. I think we both are, right?
Yeah. So got that.
So that helps. Like, even in his weird phase, I was still like, yeah, dude, I still like the guy a lot. I still really like his acting. But yeah, and he can write. Maybe it's just because it's such a personable story is why it's so good. And maybe he's a one-hit wonder in terms of writing, but yeah, I think it's a really good movie, and I think I would love it to see him get some award recognition. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, but
I would love to see him get nominated.
Yeah, but it's a really good movie.
He also hadn't talked to his dad in 7 years. Do you know any of the background story to it?
Not at
all. Hadn't talked to his dad in 7 years, but he wanted his dad's okay before they made the movie. And the director and the therapist thought it'd be a good idea for him to reach out to his dad because so much of what he was going through had to do with the abuse that his dad really gave to him as a child. So he went out to see his dad in Puerto Rico, where his dad lives now. No, Costa Rica. I'm sorry, Costa Rica. He spent 2 weeks out there with his dad, and they just kind of BS'd and just kind of shot the shit. They ended up reading the screenplay together. Very emotional. Both started crying. And his dad goes, "So you're actually going to make this movie?" And Shia goes, Yeah. And his dad goes, "Well, who's going to play me?" And Shia goes, Mel Gibson. Because he knew that was his favorite actor, so he knew that he would give the okay. 2 days later, Shia LaBeouf said that I was going to play you. And then that was really emotional, and they both started crying again. And I didn't cry during this movie, but I cried in the lobby leaving the theater because And maybe we should talk about this in spoilers. I'll talk about this in spoilers because I'm gonna give away the movie. But
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, this movie it's a long 90 minutes. I think because of how emotional it is. Doesn't necessarily fly by.
No, it doesn't. It's a heavy movie. Yeah. I walked out of the theater, so I saw it at 3:45. I'm like, okay, I'll be out of here at like 6:15 or something with previews. I walk out at 5:30. I'm like, wait, what? How? It was that short? It does not feel short, but I don't think that's a negative for this. It's a very heavy, relentless movie in terms of its material. But yeah, so it's not like you're in there for 3 hours and 30 minutes like The Irishman, but it can feel long. But I think it's good that it can do that.
Yeah, it didn't need to be any longer. But if you're thinking you're gonna go in here and it's gonna breeze by, no, it's you earn every minute in this movie. It is it is emotional roller coaster.
You feel like trapped in some scenes, like them going on forever. It's just it's grueling. Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's super good in this movie. Lucas Hedges playing Shia LaBeouf is an interesting dynamic that I thought would only get in my dreams, but seeing in real life was pretty cool.
Yeah. Lucas Hedges does a good job kind of mimicking Shia's mannerisms and the way he speaks.
He sounds just like him sometimes.
Yeah, he really does.
Sometimes. It goes in and out, but sometimes it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. Like they look nothing alike. I think Lucas Hedges is the only person that still rocks the buzz cut. Oh, I saw Waves also. I guess I'll do that after this. Yeah, he's the only one with that haircut still, but he rocks it. He's really good. He's not in it as much as the kid. It's way more young Shia with his dad than it is older Shia in rehab, but still very good. Scores.
I'm gonna give this movie a 9, and thumbs up. Would watch it again. I'd recommend it to maybe you gotta be a Shia LaBeouf fan. I don't know. I loved it. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird. It's a pretty straight. There's nothing fantastical about it. It's a pretty straightforward movie. I'd give it an 8.5. Would watch it again. Thumbs up.
And it's an Amazon movie, so it'll be on Amazon Prime probably in the next month.
Yeah, it'll be on soon. I think it's leaving theaters soon anyways. I could find very few showings out here. But yeah, let's get into spoilers.
Okay, so what happened to me was, usually these movies, they end with just burying the father, and just being yeah, F that guy.
Yeah.
And this movie didn't do that. There is a very fractured moment where they kind of go their separate ways. But in the post credits, it was showing old photos of them and stuff. And I'm leaving it ended differently than I thought it was going to, because I didn't know any of the background story that I rattled off. I read on Wikipedia page. I read about this movie for 3 hours after I saw it. But as I was leaving the theater and as I was getting out of the theater, there's two girls. It was just 4 people in the theater, and two girls were together walking behind me. They were talking about the movie, and the one girl goes, "Yeah, he said he wrote it as a love letter to his father." And I just I heard that and I just started bawling my eyes out. It's a very interesting take on this thing, because I didn't think it was gonna be like that at all, and actually it's kind of I don't know. It's a very interesting take on addiction and really abuse. That he still loves his father like that. I don't know. It made me cry. I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now thinking about it.
Yeah, from the trailer, it just kind of seems like there's no love lost between these two, and this is the guy that ruined my life, and I blame him for everything. But yeah, with the ending, like you said, it is kind of a love letter to him, because his mom wasn't really in the picture. I don't know where she is, but she's not there. This is all she had, and yeah, it's weird that he's paying his dad to be his dad, but he keeps begging him to just be his dad, to not be this manager chaperone guy. What did you think about the, I want to say, prostitute neighbor?
Yeah,
He looked like a young Janelle Monáe, a lighter skinned Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, I dug that relationship. At first, it was kind of tough, I guess is the wrong word to use here.
No, I agree. It was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable. I was
But-
getting like 90s kids vibes. What's that movie called with Jonah Hill's directorial debut?
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s, like when he hooks up with like the older girl. I was
Yeah.
getting that vibe at one point,
Yeah,
but
me too.
it ends on kind of a softer, nicer note. Like when they're playing baseball, acting out baseball.
Yeah.
It made me feel better.
Made me feel better is exactly the right way to put that, because I was very uncomfortable. But I guess it's just showing that he had to turn to a prostitute across the way for some sort of support
Affection.
and love, because he couldn't get it from his own father. But I was still like, oh god, if they start kissing, I'm gonna be like really upset. But luckily that never happened.
Not just last spooning.
Yes,
Thank
which
God.
everyone needs every once in a while.
I need to spoon it up. Shia LaBeouf's dad also said that you got to get the chicken right. His stunt, you got to get it right. And when he saw the movie, him and Shia LaBeouf showed him the movie, sent it to him, and they watched it together on laptops, like me and you are right now.
Yeah.
But we're also watching the movie, so that's the first time they both saw the movie. But Shia LaBeouf also recorded the screen of his dad seeing the movie, and then he sent it to the director. And the director said the first thing he said after the movie was over was, "Wow, you guys nailed that chicken scene." That's what he was most worried about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, the behind the scenes of this is like, just as interesting as the movie. That's awesome.
Yeah, it really would be. It's very interesting that they still stand on good terms. But like, I don't know. Also, Shia LaBeouf didn't know exactly how to end the movie, and the monologue at the AAA meeting came directly from Shia LaBeouf's dad.
Oh wow.
Where he's like, "I just want to be a better father," or whatever.
Yeah.
That came directly from his dad. So his dad actually helped him write the screenplay too.
Damn, that's sweet.
Yeah, and that was a powerful scene.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to see him get nominated for this, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Probably not. Unfortunately.
Can't be sense.
He's done too much in the past. He needs to do a couple good roles to make up for it. Though the Peanut Butter Falcon he's also terrific in, so he's had a good year.
Maybe we'll get the Gleason.
Yeah. He's in the running for sure. Anything else to add about Honey Boy, Mike?
Nope. Though the Even Stevens scenes, I was like, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing these scenes at Even Stevens.
Yeah. I wish they did. I mean, clearly that opening scene is Transformers. That's Even Stevens. But I don't know, I wish it was more like named, called out, and like more specific, I guess, than just like kind of
It was
passively
very
being in there.
very
But
abstract.
yeah. But that's
They also changed the timeline and stuff.
yeah. Also, so Lucas Hedges is supposed to be 20 years older than the kid.
It's supposed to be 10 years older than the kid, because the kid's
Oh
acting
yeah,
in 95.
and 2005. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes way more sense. Okay, nothing else to add from me. What about you?
Nothing else to add. Loved
All right.
it.
Final movie.
Won't you be my neighbor?
It's funny that the lyric is actually "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood." I guess I never really realized that, but the title is not correct. Anyways,
I mean, I love Mr. Rogers.
yeah, me too. But it's, I think, a big downfall. I have a lot of thoughts about this movie, but I think a
I
big
thought
downfall.
I was gonna hate this movie. The trailer looked terrible.
The trailer looked bad, and like we said in the past, Hanks is a too on the nose pick.
It's a hack.
Yeah.
He's a 2 on the nose pick.
But I think it's a huge detriment to this movie that the documentary came out a year ago. These are telling two totally different stories. This one's way more focused on the reporter than Mr. Rogers, despite what the marketing tries to tell you. It's his movie, not Mr. Rogers. And so the documentary and the movie are doing two very different things, but I think the documentary is just way better, both as a Mr. Rogers biography of Mr. Rogers, but also just making me feel things. I cried during the documentary, and this was just, it didn't hit me as hard as that did.
I will say that both were very different, but I thought both of them had the same exact emotional response in me. I thought they were both fantastic. I really like this movie.
Nice. We'll have to get into spoilers for most of my thoughts, but I think Matthew Rhys is very good. Tom Hanks, I think, should have lost like 40 pounds. He's too much of a presence to be Mr. Rogers, I think. Like, he's like twice the size of Mr. Rogers, which, I don't know, Mr. Rogers being just a frail old man is like kind of what makes him so endearing. Hanks is kind of a unit in comparison. And I could never really shake that it was Tom Hanks in front of me. I don't really think he fully transformed, despite him doing a pretty damn good impression with the voice and everything, and mannerisms. But it was still Tom Hanks to me. How'd you feel about that?
It worked for me. I can understand what you're saying. He's doing an interesting impression. I don't think it's necessarily spot on, but I think it's different enough where it kind of... And the thing is, like, it's so on the nose that it can almost just be Tom Hanks and it still works. If that makes sense. But I thought Tom Hanks was really good. This is the best I think I've seen him in the last decade.
Sully, bro.
He's better in this than Sully.
Captain Phillips?
Better in this than Captain Phillips. The last 5 minutes of Captain Phillips might be the worst acting of this decade. This isn't my blood.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. I saw that movie once, like...
I saw this movie once,
either
too,
on
but I still
TV
laughed
or,
at
like,
that.
DVR late at night, but...
Also, the opening scene. If anyone watches Captain Phillips in the next couple weeks, pay attention to Tom Hanks' accent in the first scene of that movie, and then how different is the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
He lays on this thick Boston accent in the first scene, nowhere in sight the rest of
And
the
then totally backs off it, yeah.
And then
it's
just
like...
at the end, he's talking like Tom Hanks. It's just incredible, the transition.
It's almost, like, offensive how, like, thick he lays it on.
Yeah.
This is a weirdly told movie. The framing device of it, I think, is not what I expected. The almost trippy aspects of it, I did not expect. So, like, if you're expecting this, like, very straightforward Mr. Rogers biopic, it's not that whatsoever. It's a very, like, trippy almost story of this jaded-ass reporter that kind of finds the light through Mr. Rogers. I think knowing that going in kind of helps. I was just like, what is this movie when I was watching it? Because I was expecting just a Mr. Rogers
I knew
thing.
that going in.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Okay.
How cool was the clay? Like, all the clay skylines?
Yeah. Like the I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's probably not a spoiler. The framing device is that it's like a Mr. Rogers episode where the landscapes...
Awesome.
The transitions are like it's clay skylines of Pittsburgh and New York and everything. Mr. Rogers will occasionally cut in, address the camera and everything. I really like that. I thought it was a neat way to do it than just a straightforward way, which I expected. So, scores.
Yeah, what score are you gonna give this? You're going back and forth. I don't know what you're gonna give. I think we're saying 8 out of 10. What score are you giving it? I'm predicting your score.
Okay, I was like, what are you talking about? That was a very weird way to say your score. A 7 out of 10. Sorry, man.
I'm giving 9 out of 10.
Wow.
For everything you said. For everything you just said right there. It was a very neat way to do a biopic on Mr. Rogers.
It's
not
not
wasn't
that,
a biopic
though.
on Mr. Rogers. I know, because it wasn't.
Yeah. So stop saying that.
But somehow it still gave you all the feels of the documentary. It really showed on what a wonderful person this is.
Yeah.
And, like, I love how it was like, don't call him a saint. What he does is obtainable.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But I also
thought
got
it was a
that
good
from
job
the
of showing the person.
from the documentary last
You
year.
could, but I mean, this is, this is good. It's a drama.
Yeah. it is a
Thumbs
drama.
up.
Yeah, I'd watch it again. Yeah. All right.
By the way,
spoilers.
this is like very true. A lot of it.
Yeah. I think they changed the dude's name though, didn't they?
Dude's name, and the dude's dad wasn't like that, but
Yeah.
he said that interviewing Mr. Rogers in 1997 changed his life forever.
Yeah, and they became really good friends afterwards and everything.
Sent him 100 emails before he died, between 97 and 03.
Nice. Okay. Spoilers.
All right, Keegan, lay it down here.
I kind of got out all my thoughts earlier. Just the trippiness of it, that it not really being a biopic about him, the framing device. It really
So are
threw
those
me for
negative
a
or
whirl.
positives?
No, they're positives, but it also, like, I think I need to see it again. Because, like, when Matthew Rhys goes and has, like, that trippy experience,
I know.
I'm like, what am I watching? Where did this movie just take me? It was really rattling for me.
I know, and I was like, oh, this movie. How dare you?
Yeah. I mean,
it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, after being hit over the head with just terrible biopics like Bridge of Spies, I mean, thank God this one had some
That's
life.
Hanks at his best, though.
Fucking whatchamacallit snuffled his way to an Academy Award. Mark Rylance.
Yep.
One of the most incredible, pathetic things I've ever seen.
Over Sly. I'm still not over it. Thanks for bringing that up, asshole.
Never will be.
Anyways, this movie.
Do you like Tom Hanks? Do you think he deserves a nomination?
Not necessarily, no.
That's too bad. I think he does.
I think Matthew Rhys and his wife are better. The lady from This Is Us.
Is that what she's from? She looked familiar.
Yeah.
Never seen This Is Us episode though. So.
Yeah, they're good.
Good.
The dad is good. Chris.
Evans.
Yeah, they kept him in his Captain America old man makeup from Endgame. He filmed this in one day. Pretty incredible. It's the guy from American Beauty. God damn it.
Oh, one more thing about Honey Boy. All those really emotional.
Chris
all those
Cooper.
really.
There we go.
Chris
Go
Cooper. All those really emotional scenes in Honey Boy were filmed in 1 or 2 takes because Shia LaBeouf, like, the place where he had to go in order to become his dad in those scenes was so, like, mentally grueling on him. And she was a documentary film, she's a documentary director.
Yeah.
So she just lit the whole set in the correct lighting and used wide lens cameras and filmed like a documentary. So he could just go and do whatever he wanted to do. All right,
Sweet.
Honey Boy over.
Give the man his Oscar.
I agree. So Shiloh or Tom Hanks? You going Shiloh?
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm throwing an L on this.
Yeah, you
Shiloh.
are. I just kind of ignored it because whatever. You do that 75 times an episode, you kind of just get used to it. I have nothing really else. This is a Sony movie, by the way. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. They're having a great year, man. I saw something else on their wall that was, I think Bombshell might be a Sony movie.
Wow. Damn.
They're having a good year.
Yeah, I guess I don't have that much more to talk about it, but go see it.
Yeah, I recommend it to
You
everyone.
be my neighbor.
Oh, that scene's cringe though, dude. On the train.
My dad loved it though. So like, that's what it's there for. To make the 6-year-old men in the theater pumped. My dad is pissed off that I revealed his age. That song jams though.
Yeah, it does. It's really good. Oh, dude, there's a Cat Stevens song in this movie that is up for Best Unoriginal. It's so good.
Yeah, that is just, that goes too hard.
I've been going over that award lately because I'm like, man, I feel like I don't have any songs for Best Unoriginal. They're all in the first half of the year. There are so many bangers from the first half of the year, and then there's been nothing since. So, but that Cat Stevens is a real late entry for me. Anyways, we done with these reviews?
Yeah, I think I am. Have you ever been to the Mr. Rogers? It's On the Road to Find You by Yusuf Cat Stevens.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Mr. Rogers Museum in Pittsburgh?
I haven't.
You haven't? Yeah, neither have I. But Keegan's a big Pittsburgh guy. I want to go.
Welcomes you
I love
to
that.
Pittsburgh, off of 80.
You see it?
It says "Welcome to the Neighborhood," and it's a picture of Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers. At least it used to be there. I'm not sure if it's still there, but I remember he'd always welcome us to Pittsburgh. I used to love seeing it. Did we talk about the documentary? No, Liam and Antonio did.
Yeah, but then it was in my top 10.
Oh right. Yeah, we did talk about it.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
It was also my DILF of the year.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Can I pick Tom Hanks this year?
You watching anything else? I imagine not.
Mandalorian. I'm chugging through.
You're all caught up?
Got through episode 5. I think I'm one episode
You're
back.
one back. Yeah.
So me and Keegan text about this. Keegan's falling off the wagon. Is the episode you hated? The episode you hated was the farming episode, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of things not to like about that. The action sequences were sick, and then the next one was just kind of whatever.
The ATST was sick when it comes out of the forest. Other than that, though, I don't think anything was very special. And that was some of the worst acting I've ever seen in a major release. Just brutal acting.
I think you gotta treat this like a Saturday morning TV show instead of like a Game of Thrones type thing.
Yeah, I'm now realizing that it's very much a mission of the week kind of TV show, and not.
Yeah, it is.
There isn't like There's a very small overarching story that has not progressed since like episode 3, which is the last one I actually enjoyed. Yeah, man, and I think you take away Baby Yoda, and you release all this at one time. This is so in the rearview mirror of like everyone that's seen it.
But it has Baby Yoda, and he's taking over the world.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I said it reminds me of Pokemon for that reason. It's very mission of the week. You meet a couple people, you move on. Yeah, I'm having fun with it, but it's not that good. I guess that's fair. But I'm having fun with it. I'm a fan.
I'm gonna finish it out, but unless it blows me away with episode 8. Is there 8 episodes, right?
There's 8 episodes.
Unless it blows me away with that, I don't know, man. I don't see myself watching a season 2.
Have you seen anything, Keegan?
Watchmen just wrapped up. I was with Damon Lindelof stuff. I was very worried about how if they'd stick the landing. I wouldn't say they quite stuck the landing. It doesn't end as well as the book does, and I thought it was gonna be a limited series, but I think it's gonna continue. But yeah, it was a solid solid show throughout. I could see it doing really well at the next Emmys. Some of the best scene transitions I've ever seen. Like at least once an episode, there's just straight dynamite scene transitions. Acting's really good, but I don't know, it just didn't leave me with the same like holy shit level that the book did. It was just like, okay, that's how it ended. Cool. But I'd recommend it to everyone. I recommend it to you if you are familiar with the book or have seen the movie, because I think you need to know a lot going into it. It doesn't really spoon feed anything to you. It kind of like hopes that you know what's going on. So that could be pretty off-putting in the first couple episodes, but it's a really solid show. I had a really good time with it. I watched Drive finally. Have you seen Drive?
Oh my God, Harrison! I was hanging out with Harrison. He's like, "Do you want to watch a movie?" And then he randomly said Drive. We didn't see it though, but it was weird. I almost actually watched it for the first time on Thursday.
That's funny.
How good?
So I think I've been listening to the soundtrack like religiously ever since I saw it, but I think after 8 years of it being hyped up and me like wanting to see it for so long, it didn't quite deliver at that level. But that being said, it's so cool looking, and I just fucking love Gosling. And like I said, the soundtrack's incredible, but it wasn't this like unbelievable like. I don't even think it's a hidden gem anymore. I think a lot of people have seen Drive, but it wasn't like it didn't blow me away. But it's good. It's like really solid. It's 7.5 out of 10 for me. It's like really, really solid movie, and it's like 85 minutes, I think. Super short.
That or Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Hey.
Yeah. What else? Oh, and I watched District 9 again last night. Good stuff. So weird that it was nominated for Best Picture, though. Like, it does not seem like a Best Picture movie at all.
Wasn't it the year they did 10?
Yeah, it was the first year that they upped it to 10.
Yeah.
So it was probably a filler for sure, but it's really good.
Never seen it.
But that's it. Anything else to add, Mike?
Nope. We will definitely do a podcast real soon, because Star Wars comes out in 3 days.
Yep.
And we're seeing it together.
Yes. Back in the land. God.
Back in the land again, and I confess, I'm so happy.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week. That's a promise this time for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. We'll have a couple guests on, I assume.
Is that what it's called?
I know. Brutal. So you said we might do a brief 10 minutes before we go and see it. If we don't do that, just quick, what are your expectations for this?
Terrified.
Me too.
I don't think it's gonna be very good. And I read an article saying the 10 questions they need to close at the end of this movie. It's impossible for them to answer all these 10 questions. And I'm like, yeah, they honestly do. And like, there's too many open doors. They can't shut them all.
That's a big thing with J.J. Abrams. He loves mystery boxes more than answers. So I think he'll be very content leaving 7 things unanswered by the end of it. So this could be interesting. A lot of the cast and JJ have, I don't want to say bashed Ryan Johnson in the last week, but they haven't been.
They let him out to dry.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is unfortunate to see, but it is what it is.
It's only 2 hours and 22 minutes long too, which I know you're saying only, but I thought it was going to be about like 3 hours.
It's the second longest after The Last Jedi. All right, yeah, I'm not expecting too much, so hopefully it shocks me with how good it is, but we'll talk about that next week. Thanks for listening. Follow us at movie_ReBrew, me at Cash Money Keegan. Subscribe on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. And then, yeah, we'll see you next week for Star Wars.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Bye.
Bye.
Sometime you exploded, drop a few lines. When I catch you through the static, Irish goodbye, what a classic. Millennial girl in love once again. When it comes, she disappears. Maybe she'll stay.